All right, everybody, welcome to Crypto Comics. And I wanted to give you a little bit of heads up about what's going on with the Flash movie as far as we know right now. So, starting off, the rating MPAA won't release the rating until it's done and ready for theaters. Although DC has ventured into the R-rated territory with movies like The Joker, Birds of Prey, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, it is a safe bet that with The Flash, that character alone being more lighthearted, we're venturing more into PG or PG-13 ratings. Now, with the trailer, even though concept art was released at the DC Fandom event in August of 2020, there has not been anything other than the set photos and stills that reveal bits of Batman's costume, the Flash's, and Supergirl suits. So, no news as to when a full fleshed out teaser trailer will be dropping. As far as the directors go, in 2015, it was announced that Seth Grahame-Smith, you might remember him from Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, was to make his directorial debut in The Flash. In 2016, WB cut ties with the writer, citing creative differences. Later in 2016, Rick Famuyiwa, I know I pronounced that name wrong, and I'm sorry, from Dope, announced during the San Diego Comic-Con Hall H panel that he was working on the Flash movie. He left in December, also citing creative differences. In 2018, John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein, who wrote the screenplay for Spider-Man Homecoming, stepped in to both write and direct the movie. They began clashing with Ezra Miller, who is currently writing his own screenplay. Eventually, they both left the film. In steps Andy Muschietti. Once again, I'm probably pronouncing his last name wrong. You might remember him from It, Chapters 1 and 2. Fresh off his horror movie run, he steps in to direct. As of now, he's currently sitting in the director's chair. As far as the script, the original Flash movie script was penned by Greg Berlanti and Mike Guggenheim, the minds behind the Arrowverse. When shakeups at Warner Brothers happened, they left that script behind and began working with Phil Lord and Chris Miller for the Seth Grahame-Smith version. After Seth left the directing position in 2016, the script was kept in play until about 2017, when Jody Harold, the screenwriter for King Arthur's Legend of the Sword, came in with script rewrites. After Seth left the director's position in 2016, the script was kept in play until 2017, when Jody Harold, screenwriter of King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, came in with some script rewrites. Eventually, director John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein came on board. They wanted a more comedic approach. Ezra Miller was not happy with this direction and wanted a more darker movie to fit in line with the darker tone of the Snyderverse, and began writing his own script with comic writer Grant Morrison. Andy Muschietti came on board. He brought Christina Hodson on as a screenwriter. She had previously worked on both Bumblebee and Birds of Prey. So, what is the story that we know so far? In 2017, at the San Diego Comic-Con, it was announced that it would follow the Flashpoint storyline. In Flashpoint, Barry would run back through time and save his mother from the Reverse Flash. By doing this, the world became much darker. He never got his powers. Superman had crashed in Metropolis and was experimented on by the government, never allowing him to see the sunlight. Atlantis was at war with Themyscira. This resulted in the destruction of Europe. Cyborg had become the world's best superhero, taking Superman's typical role. Bruce Wayne was killed in the alley instead of Thomas and Martha Wayne. As a result, Thomas Wayne became a brutal, drunk Batman who carried the gun that killed his son, and Martha went insane, becoming the Joker. It seemed like everything was hyped in Batman v Superman. Thomas was actually played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. With a new cast, it became apparent that they were not sticking strictly to that script. This is normal for comic book movies. For example, in Marvel Comics, the Civil War was started when the New Warriors fought a villain named Nitro in Stamford, Connecticut, while filming a reality show. Nitro exploded next to an elementary school, killing 600 people, including the children. In the movies, it was changed to more of a snowball effect that started with the Battle of New York in the first Avengers movie and ended with the destruction of the building in Lagos at the beginning of Captain America's Civil War. For those that are worried about the Flash movie possibly erasing the Snyderverse, both Zack Snyder and his wife, Deborah Snyder, are listed as executive producers and are said to be working very closely with Andy. So now, who's in the movie? As we know, we have Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller. It was stated by Zack Snyder that throughout the DCEU appearances, he would never be named the Flash. It wouldn't be until he started his adventures that he would meet the CW's Flash and get his name shown in the Crisis of Infinite Earth storyline that ran through the Arrowverse shows. Iris West, played by Kiersey Clemons, originally cast before the Justice League ever started filming. She filmed some scenes with the Justice League, which were removed from the theatrical version by Joss Whedon. She was later reinserted into the movie for the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. She will be returning for the Flash movie. Nora Allen. As a central character to the Flashpoint storyline, it was announced that Maribel Verdú will be stepping into the role. This is her first major blockbuster movie, but she already has shown her acting chops in Y2 Mama Tambien and Pan's Labyrinth. I butchered that, but we're going to go with it. Batman, played by Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck has stated that this would be his last time returning to the role as Batman in the Flash movie. Word is it that Batman is the one who actually gives Barry his new suits and send him on his newest adventure. Save Barry's mother since Bruce couldn't save his. Personally, I'm glad Barry's mother is named Iris and not Martha. Also, Batman, Michael Keaton. It would appear that instead of Thomas Wayne as Batman, we're going into the multiverse and we'll return to see Michael Keaton's Batman. We revisited this world in the CW's Crisis of Infinite Earths when we saw Alexander Knox holding the Gotham Gazette announcing the marriage of Bruce Wayne to Michelle Pfeiffer's Selena Kyle, although Michelle Pfeiffer has not been announced for this movie. Supergirl, played by Sasha Calle. We don't know much about how she fits into this movie other than speculation on her costume. Obviously inspired by Laura Lane Kent, daughter of Lois and Clark from an alternate timeline, the S-Shield, although slightly different, closely resembles Henry Cavill's S. No one knows if this will be a result of the multiverse or if it's somehow related to the Kryptonian that exists in the pod from Man of Steel, or if they're going to quickly tie it in with the pregnancy test from the Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, there are two actors notably absent from the movie. Henry Allen, played by Billy Crudup. Billy played the role of the imprisoned father in both versions of Justice League, but due to scheduling conflicts, he will not be able to return to the role. So there's no word yet as who will be reprising that role. Also, Cyborg, Ray Fisher. It was reported in January of 2021 that Ray Fisher will no longer be playing Cyborg in the Flash movie. Cyborg had a very significant role in the Flashpoint story, but Ray Fisher clashed very publicly with both Joss Whedon and Warner Brothers over Joss Whedon's inappropriate behavior and the fact that he refused to work with Walter Hamada ever. He also levied similar claims about Geoff Johns and producer John Berg. Warner Brothers' only official announcement was Warner Media's investigation into the Justice League movie has concluded and remedial actions have been taken. Ray Fisher's role was said to be a substantial role. Then it was moved down to a cameo, and now nothing. That's everything we know about the upcoming Flash movie for now. other than the fact that it's stated for a November 4th, 2022 release. So for that and more information, stay tuned, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks again.